Hello farmers and welcome back to American Falls. We are headed over to the BGA to start the episode. Got a tank load of slurry, of course taken from the pig pen and the cow farm. I still got more slurry at the cow farm, but you know, I got a full tanker, so this is going to be good enough for now. This will keep the slurry production going over here. Want to keep bringing in that cash. We're currently sitting just at about $101,000. We're going to spend that pretty much all today. Going to buy ourselves a telehandler for the pig farm and cow farm so we can give them, oh, this is not the right place for it. We can give them the straw bales for bedding, and the cows can get some hay for some feed. That's one of the three purchases that we got left to do here. Another purchase, of course, is the corn/sunflower header, which we'll need in like October. I also want to upgrade the engine in the Fendt. And if any more cash after that, then we'll start putting down some solar panels, which I was looking at just a little while ago, and the decent sized solar panels go for about $100,000 a piece. But that is an optional thing. We're just trying to help out the next farm manager here in American Falls. Just have passive income if they're not farming. All right, so that's the slurry in. You know what? I can leave that right here. I don't need that right now. I may need to pick up some straw bales later on. We shall see. Let's see, how are we doing here? So yeah, we got 81,000 liters of slurry in there now, so that's being processed, which is great. Everything else is in the blue, which means everything else is running. I mean, this is going to be running non-stop anyways. Manure, like I said, we'll bring that over probably later on. We're making oat flour, and of course, the dairy is up and running that we know of because we keep bringing milk there. All right, let's get into the combine harvester. I'm going to try to be a little bit lazy and leave the header on. I mean, I just got to go across the road there. But in order to get over there, I'm going to have to take this road over here. Don't want to go through our sorghum field. So let's try to avoid that if I can. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to get around the road because with the trees and the field over here, that's going to be difficult as well. I'm just being lazy because it's so easy to disconnect the header, and I think it'll be best to do so. And right here is a good spot for it. Try to stay out of my farmer's field next to us. We don't want to get in the bad side of our neighbors, you know. Nothing good comes out of it. So yes, all of the oats will be going to the grain mill. Same will be said for the sorghum to our left when we harvest that in a few months' time. That will be going to the grain mill as well. We'll earn a whole bunch of money from the flour that we sell in January, which is going to be our last month here. Just so we can see the numbers. And as for taking money when we leave here to the next series, nope. I see that keep coming up. How much money going to take to the next series? This is not our farm. We're just the farm manager here. That's it. We don't own any of this stuff. The money that you see from day one, that's been all owned by the community, and we're just we're in charge of spending it, but we're not allowed to take any of it. All right, let's drop the header off. Probably should look for traffic, but looks like we're in the clear. Oh, we got a car coming. Let's get the header on. Don't want them ramming into it like I just did. All right, fold that in. All right, now let's get ourselves a worker behind us. And we'll put it at 30 meters. 30 meters seems to be doing good. Make sure we got a worker. We do. Perfect. All right. We turned on the header. And we are good to go. I should be on swath dropping. Yes, we are. Perfect. Make those straw bales. I'm not sure still. I may hold on to the straw bales for a little bit until I can figure out if we got enough or if they have enough. I think we got enough to get us through January. As I said, I'm going to keep running the farm as if we are staying here for the long term. And as for, I still haven't figured out what I want to plant in these fields this fall. The field over by the pigsty, the pig pen, I think that's going to be wheat again. That was a wheat field last season, but I think I'll replant wheat to that one because I just put down some lime in it. So that field is good to go. And we need to keep planting wheat for the pigs. I'm not sure if I would need another wheat field. It seems like I'm getting low on the wheat. It seems like we're on the low end. So maybe another wheat field would not be a bad thing. And that way the next farm manager wouldn't have to worry about it that much. And this field's not going to take me too long to harvest. We'll zip right along. As for selling more items today, I think we just sold the paraffin not long ago. So maybe next month I might sell some. June/July is like the best time to sell the paraffin. But trying to get the paraffin out of the refinery, yeah, with all the stuff that spawns there, it seems like all the other stuff spawns and not the paraffin. So I got to keep clearing out the spawn point before the paraffin starts to spawn. We got a lot of the other material to sell, but the problem is June/July is the worst time of year for that material. So for now, we're just going to keep everything on hold. And you know what? Since we got the money, I think I do have the money. I think I should buy the telehandler now. That way, in case I spend money somewhere, I don't want to drop below the money that I need to buy it. So I got straw bales at the cow farm that need to be put away. They're kind of sitting outside the shed. I like to put them inside the shed. Nothing's going to happen to them, but in real life, you'd want those straw bales under cover. Boy, it seems like I'm getting an awful lot of oats off this field, which is great. As we have seen from the grain mill, we get more flour than oats. So if we put in like 1,000 liters of oats, I should get like 1,200 liters of flour. Just waiting for the straw to stop coming out the back end. I say, where are the straw bales? Well, it takes a while for the straw bales to come out, but once they start coming out, we already got 3-4 bales on the field. I was, for a while back, thinking about staying just an extra year and maybe expand the farm, but yeah, I just feel like we got enough fields as it is. Working them all would start to get to be a little bit of a handful. And honestly, I think we have been here long enough. I think 10 years on a farm is quite a long time. And it's time to move on to new adventures somewhere. And as I mentioned, when the series does end, which still a couple weeks away, I'm sure, I may just have Hills of Tuscany going for about a week or so. I may take a little bit of break from Farming Simulator. We'll still have the 3 episodes a week of Hills of Tuscany, but that might be the only series going at the time. But who knows, by then a map may come out or a map may catch my eye and be like, oh, I got to get right into that map right away. We are just about full here, so I'll have to jump over and grab the John Deere. Let's go ahead and put the auger out, I suppose. And while the combine is unloading, we'll purchase our telehandler. And I think I'll actually get the bale spike for it. I usually prefer the pallet forks because they seem to work better on the bales. But we'll actually get the bale spike for it. All right, we are pretty much full there. We turned off the header. Let's grab the John Deere 7R. And these oats that are in the trailer are there from the previous field. Watch out for the bales. Don't want to run into them. Alright, so while that's unloading, let's go in here and tell the handlers. I picked out the one I want to get. We're going to get the Manure 98,000 for this one. I was looking at the overall weight. I wanted something that was kind of heavy so I could pick up like 3 good bales. I know the cloths, I've used that a couple times. That seemed to work out rather well. Same could be said for the New Holland. The New Holland weighs 8.1 ton, but this one weighs 7.8. So it's a little bit lighter, but it is quite a bit cheaper. And I don't think we need to be changing anything on the tires. We'll get the BKTs. I always prefer them because the tires always seem beefier to me for some reason. Probably not really true, but yeah. So 98,000, let's go ahead and buy that. And that leaves me with 2,800. So now I need to come into telehandler tools and bale fork is rather cheap. Is that going to be my best option? Yeah, so I want to go with the straw harvest pack. That'll pick up 3 bales at once. But that's 4,500. Okay, wait, yeah, I didn't see the price. All right, we'll stick with this. And we'll buy that as well. Alright, so of course our money has dropped quite a bit. Don't really have that much more to fool around with. I need some cash in the bank account so I can pay for that worker that's behind us. But the BGA will be bringing in some money here in the top of the hour. Actually, since the forecast looks good, let me actually speed up time to times 5. Let's go times 5. That way, every hour the BGA will bring in its money. Although we are just producing slurry, so it's not going to be that great, but it'll definitely help us with the worker fees coming up. Alright, so just a few more passes and this oat field will be done. It will be done harvesting crops for the month of July. I'm not going to count grass. I mean, grass is a crop in the game. But that grass always seems like it needs harvesting 3 times a year, it does. Or 4, depending on if you're mowing it every 2 months. Making sure our worker's still behind us, yep. A great mod is Follow Me. Saves you extra time from having to go over the field twice by having like a baler following behind your combine to pick up the swath that you put down. Well, I thought I was going to have a row of shame coming on here, because I sometimes do in this field. But currently I'm getting the entire crop in. I think the working width is just a little bit wider than the header actually is. Or it could be the stems of the oats are not sticking out as far as the top of the oats are. That's why we're grabbing them all. But either way, we got all the oats. Almost. Almost. I still have another patch to do over here, though. Not going to worry too much about if the worker behind me grabs this straw here. Should be able to get this in one pass. think I'll get all these oats in before the combine fills up again. Although I still got another corner. Just remembered I got the corner over by the fuel station. And drop all the straw there for the worker. Let's grab every little piece of oats that we have. And might as well put the auger out. Get ready for the John Deere to come over and unload into that. And we'll have to park like right about here. Turn off the header. We'll stop the worker doing the baling. Spit those out. I may have to go around and get the rest of the other straw bale done, because the next thing I'm going to be using that for is making hay bales. That may convert it over to a hay bale, but it could also keep it as a straw bale. But I think I got enough straw lying around in this field and also the previous oat field to get a bale. So this should give us about, what, 80% in the grain trailer? So while that's unloading, actually, let's just skip over and we're going to jump over to the sheep farm just for a little bit. If I could find my way around the map here. We're going to jump into the Valtra. And first step is, since we are right here, let's grab 3 bales of hay and put that into the feed trough. But I got a message that we're out of room for wool. And as I saw that message, I remember that from last episode. So we got to take care of that. That should disappear. Oh, I'm going to have to give a little bit of a nudge. There we go. And also, while we're over here, I don't think I got a toolbox over here. I want to... You know what? Toolbox would be good right over here. I want to convert this Valtra over if I got enough money. Get it off the narrow tires and put wide tires with weights back on here. I think I've had wide tires with weights on here before. So construction, that's going to be under tools. I do believe toolboxes. Is $750 for the toolbox? I thought it was like cheaper than that. We'll put it like right there is good. Hopefully it's facing the right way. Apparently not. No, it is not. Why would it be? Let's go ahead and sell that. Yes. Tools. There we go. You want the handle space in that way. And hopefully now, there we go. Valtra. Customize. Okay. Wide tires with weights. Ooh, I have not had those on here before, unless it was a different wheel brand. Did I do BKTs? Well, I'm guessing I have not had wide tires with weights on this vehicle before. So that's going to have to wait a little bit. Well, we can convert over later on. At least we got the toolbox over here. And I do realize I lost a little bit of money when I had to resell the toolbox. I think I lost about $375, was it? Actually, you know what? It'd probably be better doing it this way. And I'll move all of these completely out of here. The hay that we're going to be making this month is going to come over here to the sheep farm. When I bring the low loader over with the International and drop off the hay bales, I will pick those up and move those elsewhere. Or maybe sell them. Because we're not going to be here by next April. So right now the wool is going for $9.22 compared to $12.12. I mean, it's not that bad. So maybe I'll sell them just to get the money, so I can use it. Sounds like a plan. I'm going to park this right here so I can convert those over later on. Let's get back to the job that we are currently doing. Let's jump into the 7R. And drop these oats in. Does it zip right across the street? Just have to remind myself every once in a while to make sure I check this production building to make sure that we got room for more flour to be made. It's going to take a moment or two, but got to keep that in the back of my head. Alright, now I'm going to go back to the cow farm. I'm going to back up and grab some manure. The cows don't have enough to fill up the trailer, but I can go to the pigsty and grab more manure there. And bring that over to the BGA so that process can be started. And then we'll get set up for start cutting up some hay. We are all set up for cutting some grass and tedding it right over to hay. But before we do, I couldn't wait to get down to get our Manitou. And let's see how well this picks up 3 bales. I can, of course, get a weight for the back of this if needed. But really, that's not struggling at all with 3 bales. Although this is straw. I think we did give the cows straw, did I not? Yeah, the cows are fine on straw for now. So we're just going to pile this back here. So we got straw over at the pig farm. We got straw here. And of course we got straw in the oat fields. And since we got plenty of storage for it all, I'm thinking at this point we'll probably just keep it. Because right now straw is not going to be at a really good price at all. You know what? I can just lead the Manitou right into here, I suppose. Good spot for it. Alright, let's go here. So we got the Landini all set up, ready to go. Let's turn on the tedder. That's always helpful. Yeah, 25 meters is fine. And make sure there's a worker in there. Fire up the John Deere 7R. Now that I know that the John Deere and the Fendt have pretty much the same horsepower, well, we'll use the John Deere to mow the grass. Make some quick work of this. I will have to slow up every once in a while to make sure the Landini worker is staying up with us. I think the working speed of the tedder is 9 miles an hour, while we can go at 14. So as we were looking at the food consumption of the cows and the sheep and goats for a year, and what this field makes for hay for a year, I think it's wise that we just cut the grass all 3 times this year and make it out of hay. And that way we don't have to worry about it. I probably still could get away with taking 1 cut and making it into silage to sell to BGA. But yeah, let's just play it on the safe side and we'll just go ahead and make some hay out of it. This grass field is doing the works for us because the cow barn's not full. So I don't know when the next offspring is going to arrive. I don't think it's going to be, they're going to be arriving before we leave here. But it kind of sucked to get halfway through winter and find out you don't have enough feed for your animals. Yeah, you can see I'm getting far enough ahead of the Landini as it is. Yeah, the BGA is not really bringing in that much cash from the slurry and manure. I think the slurry, I was barely making like $500 an hour on it. But now that I got manure down there as well, the money should come in just a little bit better. But we're going to earn some money today because I think I'm going to sell that wool. And that'll bring enough cash in to upgrade the Valtra from its narrow tires to wide tires with weights. So I really don't need narrow tires anymore, I don't think. But if we ever do need them, we've already paid for them, so I can always convert the Valtra back over. I think it's just be better to have the weights on it to help out move the hay bales when it comes time to feed the sheep and goats. So this is a bit of a slow process, only because I got to wait for the worker to catch up with us. And once again, I don't have another worker behind the tedder pulling the windrower, just because the windrower is like twice the working width of this. I mean, if you had a narrower windrower, it would make sense. And then you could have another tractor behind that with the baler, and you could get the whole field done in one pass, in some sense, if you had all the workers on Follow Me. I don't know if there's a limit to how many workers you can have on Follow Me. It might be 4. I think I've done it once where I was mowing the grass and I had a worker tedding on Follow Me, and a Follow Me worker behind that with the windrower, and a worker on Follow Me behind that with the baler. I think I've done that once. But the other thing I noticed, you can see where I'm cutting the grass. If you look at the hay that's been tedded, you can see I don't know if I'm deleting it or is it collecting it in the mower and converting it back over to grass. Don't know what it's doing there, so I'm trying to avoid whatever it's doing. It's the same thing like when you're baling and you look at the swath on the next row, and sometimes whatever you're baling, sometimes you can see that material disappearing on the swath over next to you. I'm not sure what's going on when it does that. I hope it's not completely deleting that material. But maybe I have no idea. If you haven't seen it, you'll start looking for it, and maybe you will see it happen. Not really sure what's happening to the material, but if it's disappearing, that kind of sucks. Yeah, it's not the Landini that's making it slow. It's just the working speed of the implement that's making it slow. And you wouldn't think that tedding grass at 9 miles an hour would be its max working speed. But now, yes, we need to save up for the corn/sunflower cutter, which is about $150,000. But we got that money already just sitting, I believe, over at the refinery. Let me just go ahead and get a little bit ahead of the tedder. And then while we wait for the tedder to catch up to us, we can look at our stock market page to see how much we actually got just sitting there waiting to be sold. And we'll look at what the current price is of it instead of what I can get the max, because we are far away from that. So I don't want to get too far ahead of the worker. There, that should be plenty enough for now. Alright, so if we go scroll on down here, so kerosene, motor oil, and bearing grease. Yeah, we got $100,000 if we sold it now. If we wait another month, that price is going to go up. And of course, we do have some diesel we'll be selling. So really, if I sold the diesel, the wool, and sold all this today, I almost have enough money to buy the corn/sunflower now, which would be good. If we look at straw, apparently we got 867,000 liters of straw with all the bales sitting in the field and what we have in storage. If I sold it all now, I get 30,000. But if I sold it in the winter, I can get 43,000. But like I said, we'll be keeping that. The corn, of course, we are keeping. We only have 103,000 liters of wheat. I still got some canola, right? Yeah, I still got canola. I could feed that to the pigs if needed. But that's stuff we won't be touching. Flour, we're just starting to make. Butter and cheese, we got to wait until definitely October. But that price should be going up. It's actually not that far off, so I can almost sell that as well. Our worker caught up to us. No surprise there. So, you know, I'm not too worried about, oh, we need $150,000 to get the corn/sunflower head. We only got a few months. That money is already sitting there. So if I desperately need it, like if I needed it today, I could pretty much sell what I have and have enough money to do so. But it's better off holding on to that material because, well, as I just mentioned, the price is going to be going up each additional month. So we'll just hold on to it. So then after buying the corn sunflower header for the $150,000 that it is, We just got to upgrade the Fendt engine. That's like 20, we'll just say maybe even 30,000. It might be like 25,000. And then we can start putting up some solar panels. And the solar panels will bring us in a certain amount of money. I'm not going to trust what it says we'll earn per month, because I don't know if that's based on the economy. I don't know if it's switched over because we are in hard economy. But as I've seen putting down those generators like wind turbines, or we did a rental cabin on Goldcrest Valley, it doesn't seem to actually bring in the money that it says it will. So I'm not going to trust that too much. Yeah, that cheddar is a perfect working width for what we're doing here. And buying the big Krone M to cut the grass in this field, it's one field. I don't think it's really worth it. I'm not doing that much grass work. And really, the big Krone M is not that much bigger than the mowing setup that we have. And actually, I think the mowers that we're using, like on the hills of Tuscany, I think that working width is wider than the big Krone M. Now, the big Krone M is nice because the working speed, what's the working speed? This is like 14. I think the big Krone M can cut grass at 16. It does free up a tractor because you're using the big Krone M itself. And really, if you're using the a modded big Krone M, you could probably, if you want to make it into the grass and the hay, you can put the tedder on the back of it. I better not go much further because I've got to wait for that worker to catch up. So yeah, if we go to, where's our mowers? So this is, we're 10 meters. And the big Krone M, I think, is 14? No, it's only 10 meters. So the work, it's only 10 meters wide. So it's the same working width as we have now. And as I mentioned, you can get mowers like the ones I'm using on the hills of Tuscany. I want to say 12.3. So those mowers are wider than the big Krone M. And of course, I mean, there's many modded ones you can go and get, of course. I'm just trying to compare some things for you so you have a better understanding. I've always gone for the big Krone M because you think, oh, a big mower, that's what we need. And then when you realize it's the same working width as what we have here, money-wise, it just seems best is to go with something like this. So I'm going to keep on mowing the grass here. I'll wait for the worker a few times, as we have seen. But pretty soon, we'll have some grass all turned into hay. And then we'll just have to windrow it and bale it on up. All this hay here that we're making, once again, is going to be going over to the sheep and the goats because they're getting kind of low on it. The cows should be good enough until the next cut. And we do have some hay bales here still for them. Next cut will be not that far from here. Let's see, it would be in, August, it'll be in October. And they should have enough here. Anyways, their trough should be almost full anyways. Hay, yeah, they're at 418. Well, technically, if you go by this, yearly food 363, 418. So they're good for a year. What is their reproduction here? Yeah, they got about maybe 6 months. Maybe 6 or 7 months. Or maybe a little bit less than that, depending on what we're looking at. So yeah, we're going to have some offspring coming up here not too far from now. So we may actually get more cows by the time we leave here. But either way, the whole point of looking at that is just to make sure they should be fine until October. And as I mentioned, we got some hay bales in the shed over here anyways. But the sheep and goats seem to be going through the feed quite a bit. And honestly, though, because we were kind of experimenting with the goats. I'm not sure the goats are really financially, are they worth it? Not really. I don't think so. They're not producing that much milk. Actually, I don't know how many goats technically we have over there, but yeah, I don't think we've been over there once to sell the milk that they have produced. Sheep are probably still the way to go. All right, so we can turn that off. Fold that up. Turn that off. Lift up. Fold up. Yeah, we'll let the worker just... Well, I don't know if the worker can actually fit all the way through here, but let me get the John Deere over here. We'll take care of the mowers in just a moment. Let's make sure the worker doesn't try to come through here. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. We'll let them get a little bit here. Alright, dismiss the worker. Alright, now we can put this away and get everything all set up to be making some hay bales next time. I think the Landini should be powerful enough for the windrower, right? Let me just double check on the horse. Can't be that much. 115. Well, this should definitely be more than 150. Yeah, that can handle the windrower. Perfect. I thought it could, but the way my brain works lately, I better double check on some things. And then the Fendt will be following behind us with the Fendt baler. Lower it down, please. Thank you. Wait for the rears to go down. Alright, we'll turn that engine off. So for a little while, I was actually thinking about selling the silo over here because I'm not using it. We do own it. But I'm not in desperate need of money. And you may be thinking, well, why not use that silo and get rid of the one over by the pig pen? Well, the one over by the pig pen, that's keeping all the food for the pigs. So it's just more convenient to have that over there, that silo, than driving over here to get the pig food and bring it over there. Now, it's not that far, of course. But, I mean, that silo is already there. It's already got all the grain into it. So it just seems like the right thing to do to keep that silo in place over at the pig pen. And we'll keep this one over here because, I don't know what the next farm manager is going to have plans for on the farm. They may want more fields. And then they would want to start storing grain to sell at the best price. So, yeah, might as well just keep that there. As for the fermenting silo that's here, we don't own that. I'd have to buy it like I did at the pig pen. I know it goes back a ways, but when we bought the pig farm, I thought when I bought the pig farm, I was going to get the fermenting silo that's on it over there. You do not. You still got to buy it. So I don't own that one there either. So I just can't sell that to give myself more room if I needed it. Do I have enough straw over here? Actually, I still need quite a bit amount of straw. Well, that got me up to 88%. %. Might be enough here just right where the combine is. Of course, the combine is parked right on it. I need to get the header off it anyways, so let's go ahead and we'll set up the header to be towed. Actually, I think the next field that will need to be taken care of is the one right across the road. Well, let's take it off just in case I want to bring it back to the farm. Fold up the combine anyways. Alright, and we'll park this right here. Right across the way from where the sorghum is. That way, if that's the next crop I am harvesting, which I think it's going to be, because all I got left is corn and sunflowers, right? So here's the sorghum. The oats are done. That's corn, sunflowers, and the wheat field that we did. So that's everything. Yep. So that is the next crop that we would be doing with the combine. All right, let's see if I can get this straw bale all done, and then we can dry the fent up and get that all set up to be making some hay bales. %, so I may get it all off this field without having to go to the other one. I know there's some good swaths over there. I can easily finish off this bale. Alright, so I need, what, like 68 more liters? It's not going to quite do it here. Oh, it will. And if I didn't grab that extra little that was on the ground, I would have had a completely an empty baler, but that's fine. But while we're here, let me fold up the baler and just go right across the street. Although this setup right here, oops, sorry car, this setup here could definitely use a repair. But we're going to buy some fuel instead. Love the fact that fueling up here in American Falls is that quick. Every time I do that, it reminds me of Snow Runner when I go through a fuel depot. So full of fuel, 30 liters of straw, which that will definitely be converted over to hay. But we'll get it parked up somewhere behind the Landini. So not much more work to do here in the month of July, as you can see, and pretty much the obvious thing is make hay bales, and then we'll pick up the hay bales, bring them over to the sheep pen, and then we'll sell the wool. That will be enough money to convert the narrow tires on the Valtra over to wide tires with some weights. That'll help out there, and then we can go to August. In August, what do I have in August? I don't think the sorghum's ready. Oh, the sorghum might be ready in August. I keep thinking it's September for harvest season, but it's August. So that should be ready next month. And that grain there would be brought right over to the grain mill. And let's see, when do I plant wheat? I plant wheat in October. I could plant wheat and barley. I think we talked about that. So maybe we'll plant wheat and barley in like October. Although October will be corn, right? Corn and sunflowers. Yep, sunflowers I'll probably put into a silo because I don't have nothing to do with it. I'll let the farm managers figure out if they want to sell it next year or buy a production building and move on. The corn we're just harvesting and putting in to the silo to feed the pigs. So yes, it's pretty much harvesting. So that's pretty much what our next steps are. Well, we did get ourselves a nice, lovely little telehandler for the farm. That's going to help us out here quite a bit. Not having to bring the Valtra back and forth. So now we got the Valtra over there, and we got the Manure over here. And we are just about broke. Kind of. We're kind of broke. We don't have a loan. We got all this equipment. And we got a whole bunch of money just sitting around waiting to be sold. But anyways, yeah, that's where we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you again right here in American Falls. But until then, have a good one.